Here we go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for your valuable time. You're in the right place at the right time. And this is educational and informational. And hang on to your hat, buckle in, because you're going to see some things that don't exist anywhere else. For those that are fans, and I say that with the most love, those that own the trader or have been part of our calls before, you'll learn some things as well. So um, as we go through this, and I'm going to bring up an expectation slide. Again, I mentioned that we just had some new folks that joined. You're going to get a replay of this, and so you're not going to miss anything. So what we started last week is we normally open the chat at the beginning to find out where everybody's from, so we can understand who you are and introduce yourself as we start. Then we normally shut the chat down. Just so happened last week I forgot to shut the chat down. It turned out to be a great thing. We had a lot of positive feedback. Those that have taken advantage of the robotic crypto trader were also educational and helping people that weren't exposed to it yet in the chat. So we're going to leave the chat open. But also, I would ask you that in the chat, feel free to chat. Keep your questions out of the chat and put them into the Q&A, because the Q&A is open. And that is the best way for us to focus on properly monitoring and mediating that. Any of the questions that you have come up, and don't wait on the questions. We encourage you to, as soon as a question pops in your brain, put it in the Q&A section. Excuse me. What we find is about 85 to 95% of the questions are answered as we do the presentation. But if we happen to miss something, plus it's also a part of the record that we will, if we don't get to it, sometimes we get hundreds of questions, that if we don't get to it, we can get back with you by email. We'll also be posting some email addresses from a support perspective. We all work as a team, even though we're separate entities, and we are all here at the behest and betterment of Crypto Casey and all of her fans. So we are at your service. We obsess over your success. So with that, let me bring up the expectation slide, and then I will introduce our other guests. So bear with me just one moment. Okay, can you see my slides? Slide.
I see it.
Okay, very good, very good. What can you expect today? We are extremely focused on the value of your time. Sometimes we do go late, but it's just because it's a very, very engaging crowd. Like I said, if you have an expectation that it's a half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, and you drop off, you'll get the replay. So, but it's good, about a 45-minute introduction and overview and an actual live system demonstration. And what we're talking about is the fully autonomous crypto trader and money management system enhanced with AI agents that literally does not exist anywhere else. If you've heard of bots and this and that and the other, and other systems that pretend to be what they're not, you'll find that this has 50 years of programming prowess and experience and success with Mr. Barsano behind the scenes. And this is a system that's taken him traversing through the stock market, which there is a stock market trader and a crypto trader, 24 years of hands-on programming, over 2.5 million lines of code, and growing, because as something changes in the market, something changes in the system by Mr. Barsano and his team. It's got a 3-year, I should have updated that. It now has a 4-year track record of autonomous, and you're going to hear this a lot, 100% automated, hands-on, set it and forget it, with a proven track record. I didn't misrepresent, because it's a fact, and we'll show you triple digit returns annually in an 80. It's actually even more, 80%, 80% plus down market crypto winter. This machine, and it's almost an insult to call it a machine. This brilliant system does not exist anywhere else, that you can literally automate automate. It does all the trading for you in a safe manner, which we'll articulate and show you. But it doesn't require any technical skills at all. You don't even have to know how to spell crypto. As Mr. Hevesy, and I won't steal all of his thunder, is that you really don't need to know much about computers. It takes 10 minutes to set it up, and away you go. As you watch through this, there's no learning curve at all. Ask yourself 3 questions. Does it work? Is it easy, and can I do it? And then behind that, why does it work, right? This is not a sales presentation. It's for informational and educational purposes, but it'll be something by the time you come to the end, you go, didn't know that existed. What's the payoff? I can tell you what the payoff for me was and is I have more money at the end of the month instead of more month at the end of the money. That's big. That's big. What are one of the top issues that people have? They want to figure out how they can make more money to create a legacy for their family. This approach is the result. It's like having a personal money machine that works 24/7, 366. That's my inside joke. I'm the only one that thinks it's funny, but it doesn't even take the leap year off. 100% unattended. It's like hiring a personal trader. All right, thanks, Ed. 2 people think it's funny. For less than a half a cup of Starbucks coffee, you can automate part of your financial life, and we'll show you how. The big disclaimer at the bottom, I just have to say out loud, I've touched on it. It's for this presentation is for information and educational purposes only. Nothing that we share with you today is intended to be or should be construed as financial, legal, or tax advice. However, Mr. Barsano is a marriage expert. If you have marital issues or want some advice there, he'll certainly chime in. So that's the end of my dad jokes for the day. Thank you. With that, I will introduce my pal, my business partner, Attila Hevesy. We work great together in obsessing over your issue of wanting to make more money. And Mr. Barsano is an amazing man. We got a chance to spend some quality time with him recently. And with that, I will step back and introduce Mr. Hevesy, who will take us from here.
Thank you, Edward, for the introduction. And folks, I'm going to talk about the nitty-gritty. Thanks for being here. And I want to give you a quick background on myself and a quick background on our special guest, Mr. Barsano, and how everything led to us being here today, educating you on this platform, because it's a pretty interesting story. So first of all, my background's mainly financial. I've been in financial services most of my life. And I don't want to bore you with the details, but in the year 2020, fall of 2020, I had a chance to jump in this digital money revolution, and I decided to do so with both feet and learn as much as I could. And I learned a lot. Started my own crypto portfolio, which has been good to me. It's about to get much better. And had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Barsano in 2012 through a personal introduction. So Mr. Barsano's background is such that after the Navy, he spent a lot of years in the Navy honing his skills at programming, and then ended up being one of the first 300 programmers being hired by Microsoft Corporation. Now, folks, this is in the mid-'80s when Microsoft was going vertical. It was an amazing time. And he did very, very well there. He headed up a lot of different projects for them, and ended up retiring a pretty young man, 39. You know, he was doing great. And then in 2000, things turned out to be not so great because the stock market crashed and he lost about 60% of his wealth. And he said, he's repeated this many times, I'll let him say it again, but he basically said, you're screwing with the wrong guy. And I'm going to level the playing field. I don't want this to happen to anybody else because it's gambling. And so what happened? He set forth and he used his programming prowess to develop in the year 2000 the world's first, for the consumer anyway, for you and I, the world's first fully robotic autonomous stock market trader. So it turned itself on at 9:30 in the morning with the stock market. This was after programming it for about 60 to 90 minutes. It was downloadable software. You didn't program it, but you did have to set some things up over the course of about an hour, hour and a half. It was a little cumbersome, frankly, back then. Not so now, but back then, yes. So Well, once it got set up though, it traded for you all day long, taking profits when it could, buying more at a lower price when it could, and then at 4 o'clock, it shut itself off when the stock market closed down for the day. 100% unattended. So you could be on a plane from Seattle, Washington to Tampa, Florida, and this thing's taking profits for you. Pretty amazing technology for guys. This is 25 years ago. It's amazing technology now, but 25 years ago, believe me, it was even more amazing. So through an introduction, like I said, I met Mr. Barsano in the year 2012. And I actually bought that stock trader back then, and it did really well for me. And then life kind of got in the way for me. I lost touch with Ed. And I want to fast forward to about a year ago, a little over a year ago. I was sitting in my office and I had a rough day, and I'm like, I love where I'm sitting with my crypto portfolio, but I'm a cash flow guy. I love cash flow. How do I keep my crypto earning more crypto? And it took me 24 hours, but after one full day, it hit me right between the eyes. And I said, oh my gosh, I forgot about Ed. I'm sure somewhere in the last 3, 4, 5 years, Ed developed a robotic autonomous trader for the crypto market, in addition to the stock market. So I still had his number in my iPhone. I tracked him down. We spoke for 3 hours. He confirmed he confirmed my hunch. He said, Attila, in April of 2021, I did launch that crypto trader, and I started from scratch. And he said this to me. He said 2 things. He said, it's light years ahead. The crypto trader is light years ahead of the stock trader. And he said, Attila, when I turn that crypto trader on, I said, I'm never, ever going back to stocks. And he said, here's 4 reasons why. And this is really the nitty gritty of my part. So please listen really carefully here. He said, number 1, stocks trade 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto's 24/7, 365. That's a big advantage. That's almost more than double the time you have to take profits and make money. I said, bingo, you're right on. He said, number 2, you need a lot of volatility in any kind of trading. It doesn't matter if it's precious metals, stocks, Forex, crypto. There's no asset class with more volatility than crypto. I said, right again. Number 3, he said, guess what? It's not downloadable software anymore. It's web-based. He said, I made it web-based so we could take you live in less than 10 minutes. So I said, giddy up and let's get on it. I went live. I bought the trader on the spot, and he had me trading with less than $10,000 literally in under 10 minutes. Now, folks, I knew what it was like 12, 13 years prior. So believe me, I really appreciated that. That's a biggie. The simplicity now is light years ahead of where it was. But the last one, number 4, is to me, and it should be for you, the most important. He said, look, I created an API connection to your own Coinbase and your own Kraken account, so you control your money 1,000%. I said, Ed, that's genius. And let me tell you why I thought this was genius, because being full-time in decentralized finance, crypto, blockchain, AI, NFTs, all that stuff for the last almost 5 years now, I've lost, it's kind of embarrassing, but I've lost a little over $100,000 in 5 different blockchain cash flow projects. I knew going in I would lose some money. I didn't think it would be that much because it's a new space. I knew I'd be a guinea pig. So I've made a lot more, but still it hurts losing that kind of money. So when he told me that my money will be 100% safe because I control it, because frankly, the reason I lost those monies, the 100K, is because I didn't control the crypto. A third party did. So that's very dangerous. Here, there's no such danger. So the bottom line is, I said, Ed, we got to take this to market and get on the highest mountaintop and shout to people and let them know that this is even available. Most people have no clue this is available. So because there's 3 types of people, the middle group being the biggest part. The first group is people that know absolutely nothing about blockchain and crypto. The second group are people like myself that took it upon themselves to learn and educate themselves. But the biggest group is in the middle, the ones that say, I've heard about Bitcoin, I've heard about blockchain, I've heard about AI, I've heard about crypto and all that stuff, DeFi. I don't know how to take advantage of it and monetize it for me and my family. How do I reach my hand in the money jar or the cookie jar and take out take out my profits. There's no better way than using this autonomous robotic trade. And the way I verbalize it real simply is you could only work so hard in a 24-hour day. I mean, what are you going to work yourself to the bone 18 hours a day? That's a lot of elbow grease. Okay. If Warren Buffett said it best, if you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die. So I call that your money being unemployed. Your money's unemployed. You can't earn anything in TradFi, traditional finance, that's worth even talking about. If somebody comes to me and says, I could get you 9% a year, that's like a bad joke. 9% a year? What? We're in a digital money revolution. I mean, I've been in projects where I was earning 4 or 5% a week. Okay. So we have to embrace this, and our duty as someone that earns and produces income is to give our money a job. What's the job of our money? The job of our money is to multiply itself while we sleep. There's no better way to do that, folks, than to put the autonomous robotic trader, crypto trader with AI to work for you. And while you're sleeping 24/7, like Edward says, 366, it's making money for you. Now, maybe not every single day. It's market dependent, obviously. We had a rough couple weeks here. So for like 3-4 days, my trader didn't take any profits. But guess what? It could turn in a hurry. Today, Mr. Barsano will show you his screen on one of his traders, how in the last 20, I don't want to steal his thunder, but in the last couple of days, it didn't take hardly anything, like nothing. In the last couple hours, it's taken 4 profits. You'll see. So all I ask before I introduce Mr. Barsano is keep 2 things at the forefront of your mind. Actually, 3. When Ed Barsano refers to when you're trading or blah, blah, he doesn't mean you. You're not doing anything. This truly is set it and forget it. He means the trader. When the trader robotically and autonomously does this for you, that's what he means. Okay. Second thing, like I said, when we say set it and forget it, we really mean it. Please take that literally. Okay. You don't need to interact. You don't need to touch your settings. Just put it to work. You only have to decide one thing, that you want to automate a part of your financial life. And you could do that with this trader. Okay. After that, it's hands off. And the third thing, I would really appreciate it if everybody understood and realized what this man has done and what he's brought forth to the world. He's leveled the playing field so that without any of us being an accredited investor, without any of us being, knowing anything about crypto, without any of us knowing anything about trading, you hardly have to know anything about computers. Thanks for stealing my thunder, Edward. You could actually make money in your sleep now with this platform. It's never been done before. So understand that as you're listening here. So with that, Ed Barsano, thank you so much for being here today and joining us again.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. My
I
pleasure.
said it's been, welcome, Ed. It's been so long since we've actually seen your face.
Yeah, like 2 days.
Not even 2 days.
We just had a great trip out to visit Mr. Barsano, and I will say we had a great visit, and it was amazing.
Yes.
So with that, Ed, we get a lot of questions from people out there. The 2 most common questions we get, I'll start with the first. In the last 2 years, these terms have been thrown around very loosely out there in cyberspace. Trading bot, AI trading bot, AI crypto trading bot. So I know you have a robotic autonomous trader with AI, so you have a distinction with your platform versus these code words we're hearing about. Can you explain that difference and what distinguishes your trader, your robotic trader with AI from these AI bots? Nope. Do we have a frozen screen?
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Yep, he'll be back. This is a first.
Yeah, we've never had one of these frozen
Yep.
screens. But Ed,
Well,
if you're hearing us, just come back in. He'll come back in.
Yep. Yeah, while we're waiting for
Ted,
him to, sorry.
I'm sorry, let me just read what Ted just wrote. This is pretty cool. Ted says, Ted's from out west in California. I started this GoBabyTrade trader exactly 40 days ago. I've just cleared what I've paid for the trader.
That's great. Now you got now you got
It's clear sailing for another 35 months, right, Edward?
Yes, 325 more days of pure profit. That's awesome, Ted. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me also mention that welcome back, Mr. Barsano. We thought we lost you. Lisa, thank you for the comment. You guys are a great team. That very few words, but huge impact. Thank you so much for that feedback.
Yeah, so Ed, if you don't want to answer my question, you don't have to freeze up on the screen.
My internet just went away. You know, I don't know if I'm being spied on or what. You know, I remember your question, but first I wanted to make one point. You said that my auto trader hadn't made any profits in the last 2 days. And I'm like, thanks for ruining it for me because I didn't look at my auto trader for the last 2 days. I don't look at it at all.
I'm pretty
Unless I'm
sure when
doing a
you
presentation, I don't really look because because I know the trader is taking all the money that it can take.
Absolutely.
If the market's just going straight down, it can't take profits. I don't have to worry about it. But if it wiggles up, I'm taking profits. So it's constantly buying and selling, but the market's got to wiggle. And so I don't worry about what the trader's doing because I know it's taking everything the market's willing to give it.
Right.
it just simply works. But I am
Right.
super excited based on what's been going on in the last 3 or 4 hours. I can't wait to see your trader.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I saw it make those 4 trades just before we went on. But let's see. You asked me, Attila, your first question was about the other bots that are out there.
Right.
You know, there were no bots. Here I am. I'm going to get ready to get on my soapbox.
We're ready.
But you know, there were no bots for 21 years or for 24 years even. I mean, there were no bots in the stock market. You know, other than mine, I created a robotic trader that you downloaded onto your computer, but there were no other traders. Even TD Ameritrade called me in 2006 and asked me if I would connect my robotic trader to them so their clients could use it. And his answer to me about how did you even find me? I don't advertise or anything. I'm just word of mouth. You know, people spread it because it works. And he said, "You're real." I thought that was really surreal. What a beautiful answer. You're real.
Mhm.
You know, then I automated E-Trade. I didn't see any other robotic traders out there. You know, then they wrote about me and about the stock trader in Barron's newsletter in 2000, I think it was 2008 or 9. And you know, there were no other bots. They didn't write, and I never even called my trader a bot until recently. I'm starting to call it a bot, you know, because I think that's the category I guess it's in. You know, even though it's 2.5 million lines of code, it's far from a bot.
Yep.
A bot is
May I disagree with you, sir? So those of us that know what this platform is, a bot, in my opinion, simply shows indications of what you may do to make a successful trade, or at least be identifying where the market is. This is in a category of its own. It is a fully 2.5 million lines of code. Could have taken you probably a week and a half, right? But you're looking at a complete system that is a money, and I won't steal your thunder, but I will tease it. A fully um, a fully mature money management system that always keeps you in the game. But and one of the big distinctions that I've never talked about before, but what keeps resonating in my head, I have to mention it, is that anything else that I've seen on the market simply indicates what you may have a bigger percentage of success in doing. This is, you've heard me say it, you've heard Attila say it's 100% set it and forget it. That doesn't resonate with people because it doesn't exist anywhere else. And if it's your first time seeing it, scratch your head, because it is a head scratcher. It literally manages your money in your sleep, make money in your sleep with mitigating all risk, and it simply doesn't exist. So my argument, Mr. Barsano, where did he go? Yep, he disappeared on us again.
I think he's having some serious issues out there.
Yeah, he's having
This is the first time he's actually had any issue at all. That's
Yeah,
bizarre.
at all,
Wow.
at all. But I'll finish what I
Yeah.
started to say is this platform is in a category of its own. There is no comparison. It is not a bot. It identifies profitable moves, whether it's profitable in actually selling or buying more at a lower price, all automated. But once it's connected to your through the API connection that Attila mentioned, once it's connected to your Kraken or Coinbase account, game over. It trades. It has the authority to send buy and sell orders, but that's it. That's it. It doesn't have the authority to do anything else. But if you think you can outguess or outsmart 2.5 million lines of code that works on a millisecond basis to make you money, think again. It doesn't exist. So, long story short, it's in a category by itself. So, Attila, you checking with Ed to see if he's okay?
Well, here
Oh,
he
there
is.
he is.
Yeah.
There
See how quick I checked with him?
you go. Wow, he must be having some serious issues.
Yeah. Wow. Maybe there's a sandstorm out there.
I don't know. I switched to my phone, to my internet on my phone.
Very good. Yeah, you're clear and you're here. I didn't mean that to
We
rhyme,
just need video. Your video is not showing. Yeah.
Oh, it's not?
yep,
Now it is. Now it is. It
yep,
just came through. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Edward, you were saying
Yes.
that this is not a
Yeah.
bot. I
No,
agree. I mean, a bot to me is like a little widget or something,
right. Well, that's it.
But anyway,
It's simply an indicator in the marketplace. Yours not only indicates with so much sophistication behind the scenes, but it does everything for you. It does all the trades while you're sleeping, and I'm sure that when you share your live trader, you're going to see that a lot of what happened while you were in your sleep. So my conclusion was this isn't a category by itself because there is no system that even comes close in the marketplace. So you
right.
can look, please do your homework as we always suggest, but it doesn't exist.
But more than, being completely different than any other system, because I've been doing this for 25 years, I've learned what works in the market and what doesn't work in the market. With thousands of traders, the feedback that I got, the back and forth feedback, working with everyone, you couldn't pay for that. You couldn't pay for that knowledge. When people say to me, well, if this is so great, why do you share it? Why don't you just keep it yourself? Hey, I didn't invent this thing by myself. It was the feedback that I received from everyone, good stuff and bad stuff. I learned what everybody else was doing, and then I could see that they were all just chasing indicators. They weren't chasing money directly. And so I took the 27 indicators that everybody was looking at, and I put it all in the AI. Because AI, with the deep learning that it does, with the pattern recognition, the way it does it, the way it assigns percents to each indicator, I mean, it's remarkable. I can't imagine anybody else has ever done this. Maybe Elon Musk, I don't know. I'll give him credit. But because I haven't launched anybody to space. But with all that indicator stuff out of the way, it leaves only one thing left for the trader: make money, chase the money. Like Edward, you hit the nail on the head. We're always where the money is. You made that statement. Wherever I got my prop here, wherever the price goes up and down, you're trading. You have money. Whereas the most people, the way they trade, and some of you may relate to it, they want to go all in up here at the top. They want to just go in. And if you do that, then you run out of money. You don't have money. And then when the price goes down, you're dead. And you're missing thousands of trades. With the robotic trader, it doesn't miss those trades. That coin can drop 85%. I don't even care because we're trading it the whole time. As a matter of fact, ACH, Alchemy Pay, did drop 85%. It went from 12 cents all the way down to 1.5 cents. And while it was doing that, I took a fortune off the table in profits because it didn't just go straight down. It wiggled on its way down. The whole time we were in a downtrend, the coin was doing this. And even though it was trending down, we kept taking money because wherever the price goes, the price can only go up and down. But the profits we take are constant, are only go up. Your profit bucket only gets higher and higher and higher. So you just keep taking profits in perpetuity. So when we talk about AI is a great tool. It's a great add-on. I would never brag. I would never say, oh, look at me, I have an AI trader. My traders have had AI in them all the way since 2000. I never bragged about them. I never talked about them at all. There was a link at the top. If you click the AI at the top, it would have brought up a screen and showed you what the AI is doing. But other than that, I never showed I never really talked about the AI, what the AI was doing. I mean, it had a nice little role. It's, as Edward, you said it the other day, AI is not the star of the dish. I think I used to say it, and then you picked up the line, and I quit saying it. But AI is not the star of the dish. For those of you who have ever watched a cooking show, they open up the basket and they pull out some ingredients, and they say, this ingredient has to be the star of the dish. And, pickled pig's feet. It's like, wow, who can make something out of that? But that's gonna be the star of the dish. The star of the dish. The robotic trader is the star of the dish. The robotic trader is deciding when to buy, how many shares to buy. I mean, it's calculating everything. It's doing all the money management. That's all inside the robotic trader itself. So AI is a nice
Great.
add-on. If the price
Yeah.
is going higher and the software says, I want to take profit now. So the software may
Wow,
then it called the AI and said, what do you think, AI? Why the software will hold off and not take the profit? My internet's gone again.
yeah,
My internet is unstable, it says.
yeah, it's unstable, and
So you can hear me now?
yeah, we could hear you now. We lost you for about 4 or 5 seconds, but when you switch to whatever internet you're on now, the quality of the video is also degraded a little bit. So maybe before you show your trader, you could try to switch back or something, because I don't know how clear your trader is going to
Sure,
come
I
through.
can
We could
switch it
try it.
back right now.
Okay.
Let's just take another shot at it.
Are we going to lose you?
Probably.
Yeah, I would take another shot at it because don't you agree, Edward? The quality went down. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something obviously with his ISP. Excuse me, on his end, he's normally as crystal clear as we are, and it's certainly going to be impossible to show the power and effect of the live trader when he shares it if it's grainy.
Yeah.
Sorry about this, folks. We've been doing this for months and months and months. Have never had a technical issue. Oh, we lost him again.
Yeah, this is bizarro world. Well, this is in 7, 8 months, this has never happened. But yeah, first time for everything, technology. Anyway, we will get your questions answered. We got some long questions. Today, for some reason, all the questions are long questions. That's right.
Oh, they're good questions.
Well, they're good questions. They're long ones, but that's okay. It doesn't matter long or short. We'll get you answered here. The best part, Mr. Barsano's favorite part is the Q&A. So
Yep, yep. But he was right in the middle of a real important aspect of what the trader does
Yep.
from an AI perspective. So I'll tell you what, in the meantime, I normally wait a little bit to do this, but I'm going to post some things in the chat.
Oh yeah.
One is at the beginning, I mentioned that there were two email support emails. I'm going to post those now. And once I post them, we'll explain what they are. So
Yep.
RCT Marketing Systems support at rctmarketingsystems.com is Attila and I. We are the educational and support mechanism for Crypto Casey. We love Casey. She is such an educator from ground zero as she got involved 2017, 2018, started to investigate this space. We talk about it being a wild, wild west now. Back then, it was crazy. But she took the bull by the horns, wanted to educate herself, and she thought, oh, it would be great to educate others. So those of you that are fans, go all the way back and watch the evolution. She is hyper focused as we are on your success, on the success of putting you in a position where everybody is. Thank you, Ricky. Casey is great. Where you can learn, which is where we come in. This is a platform that is still relatively new in the space, and there are not that many people that know about it. That's a huge advantage for us and a huge advantage for you because you get a chance to be exposed to it, right?
Okay, go ahead, Ed.
Yep, you're back.
All right, I'm back. I don't know what's going on with this internet,
That's okay.
but
That happens.
so if you were comparing GoBabyTrade's AI with other AIs out there, other bots that have AI, if they really have it, it would be like a 25-year-old competing with a 2-year-old because they just came out. Their AI is a learning system. So, yeah, I want to get your answer out right away. And, it can't know what it doesn't know. So if it's only been running for 2 years, then it can't know what happened 3 years ago or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And each AI or each trader, each robotic trader that runs on my servers, all your traders run on my servers. That way, they're never disconnected.
Yeah.
My Zoom could get disconnected, but your traders can't.
Your trader was. That's a great
Your
segue.
traders aren't running in my house.
Well, listen, that's a great answer. And let's get to the next part. The next point you actually spent a little time answering already, which is the money management part. You did touch on that 5-10 minutes ago.
Right.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we go right to the bucket and the well and talk about just a little bit more on the money management and that whole thing, because that's the best way for people of visually, most people are visual, and that's such a great visual, Ed.
Right. Just jump right in and all right, let me connect.
Yeah, sure. Take your time. So while Ed's doing that, I want to remind everybody that Edward did post into the chat the 2 support emails, and then he will be posting the link also to get the $1,000 discount on Crypto Casey's link. He'll be posting that also shortly. Okay, go ahead, Ed.
Okay. The first thing I like to do is show you the concept of the auto trader, because I think if you
Wow. Man, oh man.
Goes from crystal clear to disconnected.
Yeah, it was crystal clear too. It was working so well. I wonder if his whole neighborhood is experiencing that.
It's got to be because he's got super fast connection. Like I said,
Yeah.
there's never been a blip.
understand the concept, you'll see that life. Am I gone already again?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Am I really
That's
gone?
okay.
Oh man. Man, it's internet. It says on my screen, your internet connection is unstable.
Yeah. Well, that's accurate.
So while we're waiting for him to reconnect and hopefully get stabilized, yeah, Ted Wi-Fi. I'll just paraphrase Wi-Fi. Well, everybody can see it. Wi-Fi sucks. Yes, sometimes it goes bad. While
Did we lose you too? Edward, you just muted yourself.
Sorry about that. My son was coming in from school and my dog went crazy. So
Oh, okay, no problem. Well, I don't have a dog, so I'll talk for a second here. Um, and my son is out of the house. He's grown. So anyway, let's do this. Let's look at one of the Q&As. Patrick had a comment here. Now, Patrick says, to use my Coinbase Visa, the available funds didn't show what my profits are that have been saved to GBT. I have manually transferred my saved profits from my GoBabyTrade portfolio to my default portfolio. Is this the correct way to add funds to my Coinbase card? Well, I personally do not use a Coinbase card. I don't think you do either, Edward, so that's really a question for Ed, Patrick.
Yep.
Okay. But your profits are always showing on the trader on the left side in the light blue section.
Yep. And Ed's trying to reestablish now, short of him being able to bring up his fully live, I can share and we can sort of ad lib and then when Mr. Barsano reconnects, I can share one of my simulations that can show you what I'm trading and always testing the market as well, which then we can, between Attila and I, we can talk through the features and functions on the dashboard. So
Yeah.
Attila, if you want me to do that, I can. It looks like Ed's frozen up again.
Yeah, we might as well until he gets back. Let's do that. Let's
Yep.
bring up your here.
Yep. Here he comes. Yep, there he goes. Wow, this is so bizarre.
Yeah, he'll get it figured out. I mean, he's only been programming 50 years, so I'm sure he knows what to do with his routers and stuff.
Yep.
So we'll leave it up to him. Meanwhile, we could educate people on what's what on the trader screen.
Sure. Do you want me to bring up my?
Yeah, bring up how about your simulation account, like you said?
Yep.
That would be the best.
Yep.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you're trading that with about 100 grand, right?
That is correct. And I'm always testing. As a matter of fact, as we haven't gotten to it yet, so blowing part of the surprise, the highest trade counts, which is I call the $1 billion report, which we'll get to. It'll make sense. It's not in continuity, but when we bring it up, you go, okay, I totally get it. But let me start with.
Hold on, Ed's back. Ed, are you okay now? Ed?
Well, I'm going to switch the router to another connection here.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep. That's good because you froze up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's not easily if he's not reconnected, then I'll bring up my simulation until he's stabilized.
Sure thing. Ah, technology, huh?
Yep. Can you hear us, Ed?
Now
I hear you now.
The really cool thing is if you're when you do have the trader and you have internet problems in the home, it doesn't matter. The trader's still trading on Ed servers.
True. That's that is a that is a great feature that no matter whether you have internet or not, it's still working for you once it's connected.
Okay, am I connected now?
You are connected, but still unstable. I mean,
really? Even though I switched over to a completely different network.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, your audio is good. Your video is very choppy. Like you'll freeze up for 5 seconds and then we'll see you again, and then you freeze up for 3 seconds, and then like right now you're frozen for the last 10 seconds.
Right, there you go.
Now we see you again.
While you were disconnected a second ago, I said the fallback plan is that I can bring up one of my simulation accounts, which then we can talk through what it's done. It's actually a great example today as I shared, I mentioned for people that haven't seen it, the highest trade or the $1 billion report, and I put that into the simulator to see what it does month over month. And it's today you'll see some great live action. So if you feel like you can, when we get to that point, you share yours and it's grainy or you get sketchy again, your connection that is, then
Okay.
my trigger. But
Well,
yep.
folks, hopefully I can do this Zoom here, with you guys.
Yep, you're clearer now. Still there. Okay, there you go. We've got the bucket and the well up.
Okay, just go with it, Ed, and let's see what happens.
All right. So, if the bucket goes all the way down and gets the water and goes all the way back up, nobody disputes that works. Bucket goes down, gets the water, goes all the way back up and dumps it out. It could pump billions of gallons of water. Nobody questions that. Okay. Well, what if it's the crypto market and it doesn't have to go all the way down and it doesn't have to go all the way up to pump money? Just buy and sell. Just keep pumping money, no matter where it goes. If it goes lower, it's okay. Hold that one and start pumping money down here now. We've got the market by the coin neg. What is it?
Coiniones.
Coinones.
That's a little joke behind the scenes.
That's a nice way, but we got them by the you-know-whats. Because
Yeah.
no matter where they go, they got to just keep giving us free money.
Yep.
And that is real. And now somebody could look at that and say, well, there's no way that could be real. I mean, I even heard somebody say that. Some engineer say that. There's no way that could be real. Hey, if it can go all the way down and get the water and pump water, and it'll pump billions of gallons, there's no reason why we can't pump money. We're not saying it has to go all the way down. We're not saying it has to go all the way up. Just wiggle. Go up, down, up, down, up, down. 3% moves. Just up, down, up, down, up, down. No matter where it goes, they gotta just keep pumping money forever. And that's reality, and that is true. And that has worked for me for 25 years and for thousands of us.
Beautiful.
It'll just keep pumping money. Don't worry about these few losers here that you're sitting on. Because every time you get a big jump in the market, you sell all that off anyways. Again, I can show you if we look at coin market cap, let's look at the last year. I mean, you just keep pumping money. No matter, even if the price goes down, don't worry. You may be holding one position there, maybe one position here, because we're down here now. But then when it jumps up, you sell all that off. You notice when it jumped up right here, everything below that line would have sold off. And then it goes down, you have more wiggles, you're making more money while it's going down, buying and selling. Then it jumps up, you sell everything off again. You're just constantly taking money. It doesn't matter where the prices go. Just keep taking money for the rest of your life. So now we'll jump over to my trader. This is what I was saying. You look at the times. Am I still here? Everybody can hear me?
Everybody can hear it. Yep.
Okay. Look at the times on here. That's 1:35 New York time, your time.
Right.
So I hadn't taken any profits today, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Nice. And I didn't even going to jump like this today. Because I don't look at my trader, very often. That's so
Everything's
cool.
on fire, but this is exactly what you were just articulating, right? It can, the last couple of weeks have been down days, but down is good, like you always say.
If we go to CoinMarketCap and look at today's move, there's today's move. How sweet is that? 7 days? Yeah, it went down, but look at that jump up. That means anything that was going on down here that we had going on where it was going down, if we held any of these positions that we didn't sell yet, well, they're gone. Anything below that line right there would be sold off profitably already. So no matter what happened here, all that, whatever we did here, all the buying and selling, that's all free money, because right there, when it went there, anything left over that we were sitting on, any inventory, and that's what I call open positions inventory, would have just sold off all that. How sweet it is. You got to love
Very,
the market. The
very
crypto
sweet.
market's the greatest thing ever. When I
It is.
turned it on, like Attila said, when I turned it on in 2021, I said, oh my God, after all those years in the stock market, man, I said, oh my God, I'm done with stocks. I knew it right away. I said, this is the auto trader eats volatility, man.
Now you're stealing.
Volatility is gold to an
Now you're
auto
stealing my
trader.
thunder. That's what I say.
I know you say that. You say it eats volatility.
That's
And I
great.
say high volatility is gold to an auto trader, because
Right.
the auto trader is just feasting on the movements. You know, a stock will go down and sit there for 6 months. You know, the crypto market, man, it'll go down and then go right back up the next day.
Right.
It'll
What do
go
you?
down 20% one day and go up 20% the next day. That's gold.
Yeah.
I mean,
What do
I
you
was
call it?
looking for that for 25 years.
What do you call it when the market goes down on one day, 20% up the next day?
I
Tuesday.
don't, what was it?
Tuesday.
Oh yeah, right. And any day of the week, you know. And the auto trader shows you how much the coin moved today. You can see how much they're up. That's beautiful. And then it even shows you how many. When I say it's buying more on the way down, you can see the number of lots that it's sitting on, and it doesn't matter. Again, I don't care where it goes or how many lots I'm sitting on that I'm buying on the way down. It's what I care is how many trades can I make? That's what high volatility is, or high you know, that's what makes an auto trader great, really, is the number. It's not the price of the coin. That's what I was trying to say. It's not the price of the coin that matters. It doesn't matter where the price goes. That's just numbers going up and down. What matters is the volatility. How many, you know, it's like and I always look to my left when I'm going to talk about a store for some reason. Do you notice that? If I'm going to talk about a 7-Eleven, I look to my left, like there's the 7-Eleven, because I have to have something to visualize, right? And that's a blank wall. But a 7-Eleven puts product on the shelf and then sells it at a higher price. We never said buy it at the bottom and sell it at the top. We just said buy it anywhere and sell it at a higher price. That's all that matters. And don't worry about the AI. The AI is 27 indicators. Picture when you ever see someone sitting behind a monitor or behind 6 monitors, they're trying to look visually for 6 indicators to all be pointing in the same direction. Are they going up, or are they going down? You know, or is one going up and another one going down, like that? And that's okay. One going up and another going down doesn't mean that's bad. Let the AI is looking at 27 monitors, and it doesn't, those indicators are all over the place. And it can still say, I've seen that pattern before. 92% of the time, that coin is going to go up in the next few minutes. Remember something about AI. It can't predict what a coin's going to do tomorrow. Nobody in the world can predict that. And anyone that says they can predict it is full of baloney. Because if you could predict what a coin was going to do tomorrow, you would be the richest person on the planet. It simply doesn't exist. I can always go back to to Alchemy Pay and show you stuff like that. Even like that, what we just saw. Did you notice the coin went straight up? You didn't know that it was going to do that. Actually, this morning, before 135, even my trader the coins didn't go up
Mhm.
until 135. all of a sudden, I wish I was looking at this beforehand, before 135, to see what these coins were, because they weren't up, or they weren't up much, not enough to sell anything. And then all of a sudden 135 hit. And what did we sell? We sold ACH, GRT, Doge, and Sheep. We sold all 4 coins. How do you like that? All 4, profits on all 4. And you can look at it. If you click on the plus next to one of these, it actually shows you what it sold. There's the individual line that it sold. And if I go lower, if I scroll a little lower, I can see the lot right below it.
Hmm.
Here's the one just right below it. And this one is waiting for the current price is 19972. It's waiting for the price to go to 1218, which isn't much. I mean, that's a fraction of a share. It has to increase. Or the target profit goal is, what is it?
Oh, two,
Yeah,
one, one.
this is the target profit goal. This is the price it has to go to, 21190. And it just has to go up by this much, which is just a fraction, not much. It's almost ready to sell it. And that's it. As they wiggle around, you don't even worry about it. Go live your life. I mean, this is a side, it's like a side. I mean, everyone should have an auto trader that just makes side money. Whatever your portfolio is, some people want to have gold and silver and sit on that stuff. I don't believe in precious metals. I would never sit on like gold or silver, because you're sitting on one thing hoping it's going to go to a new high. That's what when you're sitting, if you have a silver dollar in your drawer, you're waiting for it to go to a new high. And in the meantime, you're missing thousands of trades that could be making. So
But
this trader, some people always want to know what this trader is. It's got 811,000. Since December 19th, 2021, it's made $900,000 of profit.
Is that all?
Yeah, I know.
My goodness.
You know, we had
That's
we had a down market. The whole market went down for the last 3 years. I released a fully robotic trader into a market that was just crashing. But you can see over here what it did. This is the inventory, open positions P&L. This is my open positions, the inventory. I call it inventory. And it's just numbers going up and down. But the profits, it keeps wiggling and it keeps taking profits. I've taken 317,000 on ACH, and I'm only sitting on 77,000 of down inventory. They could run that company to out of business and it wouldn't hurt me. They can never take the money I've taken back.
This is part of the head scratcher, in the expectation up front, when I talked about an 80% now, an 80% plus down market, this system by itself, not you, because you've turned it on and let it go. It's consistently during that crypto winter been making triple digit returns by itself.
Right. And they can torture us. They make you feel bad when the market's down. Like if you think about it, we had the crypto summit at the White House about 6 weeks ago. And all those guys talked about nothing but good about what they're going to do to remove the regulations from the that's been holding the crypto market down for the last 9 years.
Yep.
They even verbally said that and they're in position to do it. Immediately, as soon as they said that, the market crashed 60%. Why? I can only speculate. I don't know. I think it's so the wealthy can get in at the bottom. I don't know why. Because there's no reason for the market to have gone down instead of up. But we don't care about that. It doesn't matter to me where it goes. Actually, someone texted me just a couple days ago. If I look real fast here, I can read what he said. This is one of our clients. Here it is. He said, Should I pause trading? I mean, I love these kind of things. I learn from this stuff when people send me stuff. Should I pause trading? Should we pause trading for a day or two? And I said, Raymond, I don't usually stop buying as the biggest returns are from the positions bought at the lowest prices. See? So what happened a couple days ago? The market was crashing. You saw those coins going down and scaring people. That scares people, and they want to just stop trading or start selling at a loss. And I'm like, no, take it easy, man. The biggest money you're gonna make is on days when that happens. Think of it. He wanted to dump his coins down here.
Right.
And I'm like, no, buy more down here. Buy more, baby.
And while
Because
you're
you're
on
going to
that screen,
sell all that off when this market pops.
while you're on that screen, change it to 1 day.
This is today. Yeah. And here's the thing. There's nothing you could see over here that's going to tell you that that coin's going to go straight up at that instant in time. It didn't gradually go up. It popped, boom. So see what happens is the crypto market moves in bursts. It just bursts up. It just goes there instantly. The numbers just appear up there, just like that. They didn't go up there slowly. They just went from here to here. There's your new price. So
And
you
doesn't
can't
that
see anything ahead of time.
doesn't
That's
that
gonna.
sorry to interrupt, but doesn't that fall into where people really, really, really need to understand the concept that this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. People need to be patient, and you need to understand that all the coins, like somebody's just asking now in the chat, when picking cryptos, do you pick a crypto that is gaining or losing? They all gain and lose at various times of the day, of every
Yeah,
week, of every month, of every year. That's what the wiggles are. Ed Barsano could have easily, instead of GoBabyTrade, which is a great name, he could have called this wiggletrader.com. Because
True.
it's
that was your
all
suggestion. Yeah.
it's all about the wiggles. That's why when I called him last March, not this March, a year ago, and he told me that this crypto market is light years ahead of the stock market, it's because of the volatility, which volatility equals wiggling. It's the same thing. They're synonymous. Up
Right.
and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So what if the market doesn't go up or down drastically enough for somebody, they're going to say, "Oh, this doesn't work." You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not making money fast enough. It's like,
Yeah,
why did you? And what I say if it is like, did you plan to take your money out and go buy a car? I understand it if you needed the money right away. Otherwise, what do you just? It's just going to grow for the rest of your life.
yeah. It's a lifetime trader.
What is
Yeah,
the rush? And you
right.
can't make the market give you something. I can't make the market pop, at my will. I'm not, I mean, a
Wouldn't that
lot
be
of
nice?
people think I have that ability, but it's like I have no control over the market at all.
Yeah,
And nobody else does either.
right, right.
You buy it and it pops up. Some people gamble or, one guy told me about a month ago, he said, I made more money manually trading in the last month than my auto trader did. I'm like, okay, so you bought some coins and they went up and you feel like you made more money, but you didn't build any infrastructure.
Hmm.
You didn't build, so you went in and you bought stuff and it went straight up. All right, see, in my opinion, you got lucky because there's going to be times when you keep playing that game and you will get burned because those coins will go the wrong way. And then what do? Then you're going to sell that at a loss. I mean, I
Yeah.
know people for 25 years have been trying to gamble in the market. And that's how most people trade, actually. They look at some indicators and they think everything's going to go up, and then they jump in and then the coin goes, or the stock would go up, and they'd say, all right, I made some money, great. All right, now what are you gonna do? Look at those charts again? And next time you're gonna do that, and you're gonna think the price is gonna go up and it's gonna go down. And then what are you
Yeah.
gonna do? Sell it at a loss? You're dead. We
Hey, Ed,
never sell a coin at a loss.
Ed, I know you got a time limit today, so let's get
Here's
to a
the highest
couple.
trade count report.
Perfect. That's what I was
Someone
getting.
asked, how do I pick coins? Right on the website, it has highest counts here. Just click it and it brings up the highest trade count report. This report shows how many trades. This is the April report. I produce it once a month. It shows how many trades you would have made if you traded that coin over the last year. 12 months. See, it's a longer term game. 12 months. And in like 1,920 trades. If I was looking for Bitcoin on this chart, BTC, it would take me all the way down to line 310. 283 trades is all you would have got last year on Bitcoin. 25 trades average a month. Its highest month, these are monthly trade counts. The highest month it had was this one month, 35. 35 is its highest month. If I go back to the top and look at these coins, now we really had a slow month this month. Look at Pepe number 4 here. Its lowest month was 52 trades.
Mhm.
And every other month was higher. The number 1 coin, Swift, it had a couple slow trades here, like almost a year ago. And we were all wondering, right? We were wondering because we saw those 3 numbers and we thought, what is the next month going to look like? What is March? So everybody was waiting for this April report to come out to see if it was going to pop. The reason every one of these has slower trades, had a slower number of trades last month. Look at that. Do you notice? It's because they pushed the coins down and they did it on purpose so the wealthy could get in at a lower price. And the amateur traders would sell out. They would panic when the market started going down, when the prices started going down. You know, I had an indicator. I used to have an indicator called lock-in loss. And what that meant was if a coin went down so much and you wanted to lock in that loss, this is all the way back in 2001 when I first released the Auto Traders. And somebody asked me, what is that lock-in loss? And I said, well, that's if the price goes down and you want to lock in that loss. He said, isn't that a stop loss? I said, what's a stop loss? And he explained to me, and I mean, I created an auto trader. I couldn't tell you what a stop loss was. And because it's so illogical. He said, well, that's when a coin is going down. I said, what do you mean it's going down? All I know is it went down this far. I don't know if it's going to continue going down. All you're doing is locking in a loss. You didn't stop anything. He felt like a stop loss is stop it from going down further. Why do I want to stop it from going down further? Let it go wherever it wants to go. It's not, why do I care where the price goes? All I care is, I mean, the prices have gone up. Let's talk about something real fast. Over the last 4 years, or 5 years, if you will, everybody noticed that the prices in the grocery stores have gone up, right? Everybody notices that. I don't even look at prices when I'm shopping, when I'm with my wife, but when I'm walking down those aisles and I'm looking at, and I can just glance on each side and I'm like, $5, bag of potato chips, $4. I'm like, boy, those prices sound like they're a little higher than I remember them, growing all my life. You can tell the prices have gone up, but you notice something important? None of the stores quit selling the stuff. They didn't go out of business because they didn't stop selling the potato chips because the price went to $4. It doesn't matter where the prices go. What did the store do? They put the potato chips on the shelf at the $4, whatever, and they're going to sell it at a higher price. That's it. This
Yep.
is a 7-Eleven without the bricks and mortar. You don't have to have a building. You don't have to hire employees. You don't have to lease, all that space. You don't have to have, stock the shelves with all that stuff. Can you imagine they're running a 7-Eleven? All the inventory and all the effort and all the money they need. You're running a 7-Eleven. Here, each one, let's call this first one potato chips. This one hot dogs. This one hot dog buns. You're putting product on the shelf and you're just going to sell it at a higher price. It's not rocket science. This has been going on for 1,000 years. For some reason, when people go in the stock market or the crypto market, right away they got to feel like they got to start gambling. It's like, quit it, man. It's laughable. It's like
Yeah.
quit the gambling, man. You don't have to gamble. It's free money. It's
Yeah.
literally free money.
But
And you
yet,
ever go and you ever talk to a therapist? You ever notice how a therapist works? The client, the patient talks, and the therapist sits there and listens. And that's considered therapy for the patient. So you know what this makes me? The patient. I'm still trying to figure out why everybody's gambling in the market, and I'm talking to you guys. This is therapy for me. People always say, why do you keep doing this? You don't need to do this. You're wealthy. And I'll tell you why I keep doing it. I'm still trying to figure out why everybody's gambling in a market that's giving them free money forever. I haven't figured that out for 25 years,
Well,
and I
because
still don't know to this day.
look, because the miseducational, misdirectional system told us that this wasn't possible.
Yeah, everybody's being taught all the wrong stuff out there. I go to the internet and I'm looking and the stuff they're teaching, I'm like, oh my God, you do what they're saying, you're going to lose money all day long. It's like, why would you do that? And why do you feel like you need to gamble? Put the
yeah.
product on the shelf and sell it at a higher price. It's not rocket science. And let the software do the money management. The software makes sure you can trade that coin no matter where it goes, because it doesn't put you all in. And that leads us to the next issue. Some people feel like, I want it putting more in. Today's a perfect day. Today is the perfect day to talk about this look at, you see the prices on these coins? Let's go back to Alchemy Pay. We got this beautiful day, this pop, right? I will get phone calls from people saying, I want to be all in. I want to be all in. And I'm like, you do realize that everything you're selling on this beautiful day was bought on down days down here. So call me on a down day and tell me you want to be all in. Nobody
funny.
calls. Nobody calls when the market's going down. They only call when the market's up. And I'm like, well, it's too late, because you already had the stuff. You had to have the product on the shelf so that when the price went up, you sold it at the higher price.
Mhm,
So you
mhm,
have to buy when things are bad. And that's when you got to, and that's why I don't even look at my traders for days. It doesn't matter what they're doing. There's
mhm.
7 days. So we had this down period here, but then everything you bought down here, you just sold right there up here. You just sold all this off. So no matter how bad you felt on this miserable period right between there and there, you felt like, oh, it's the end of the world. No, you just sold it all off.
This is
And
this is
then right here, you felt like it's the end of the world again. Get out, run for your life. And then you sold it all off here, and then you sold it all off for sure up there, right there.
let me give you a snapshot in time. We're talking about the power of this trader. You're bringing up a chart that has two little blips of green. However, this is the only time you could look at all red like you're bleeding out, as you were saying. Jump out the window, jump off a bridge, run for your life. But how much profit have you taken on this in a pure red market?
Oh yeah, you bought right down there at that tip here on the bottom, and then you sold it up there. Everything you bought down here, you just sold right there. So who cares? That's free money. You got it. keep taking profits. That's the secret. Just keep taking profits.
Hey,
I don't know
Ed,
how else to say it.
I
You
know
know,
you're up.
unless you feel like you got it. You know, I saw a car speed past me yesterday. He must have been going 100 miles an hour. You know, and other people go, "Oh man, that poor guy." You know, I mean, not that poor guy, that terrible person. I'm like, have any of you ever had a kidney stone? Because man, believe me, you be running through red lights, man.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Ed, I know you're up against the time clock today, but we got to get to the Q&A. But if you could show one more thing, and that is the screen where you show that, because two questions have come in already today. What kind of profits can I expect? We can't tell you that. Edward put up a
I have no
disclosure.
idea.
No idea. It's market dependent. I mean, do we know? I mean, we know the market's
I mean,
volatile, but we don't
you
know
see it
when.
here. How do I know what the market, how many wiggles we're gonna get, or how bad they're gonna push it down, and then we're gonna benefit from,
Right, right.
and you can see at the end here where we're at right now. You'd have seen everything that you bought, everything going on down here, all this action, whatever it is, buying, selling, holding, whatever. When as soon as it went right there, it sold it all off. It sold anything that was not profitable. It sold it all off profitably. Everything.
Hmm.
That whole period from there to there. And that's what it does. This one little drop here is what you didn't sell. That's it. But look at all those wiggles. Look at all that profit you made. All those trades. Probably 100 trades between there and there.
Mm-mm.
Profitable trades, because it never sells at a loss. It always sells profitably.
Yep. Slow down and back up. So that's a point that we always breeze over, but I always stop you in your tracks. It that when and show your dashboard, if you would please.
My trader?
Yes, please. So in the open positions, you talked about it being inventory, right? The reason why you see red, and anybody that looks like in a normal non Mr. Barsano world looks at that and goes, "Oh my gosh, you've got all of those losses." They're not losses. They're prices going up and down. They're inventory that you own, right? He talked about Mr. Barsano talked about ACH. His first buys in this trader were when it was at 12 cents.
Yeah. Oh, I'm underwater.
Well, you're underwater on the open positions, but you're not underwater on the closed
Oh,
position.
yeah. I'm underwater on the open positions. Yes.
The point
Look
I
what
wanted
happened on January 30th. If we go down here
to while you're
to,
doing that, the point I want to make is that those are paper losses, not they're inventory losses, right? So when you talked about we just talking about ACH, when you showed that all of that red that was there, that's all collecting inventory, waiting for the next market move. Realize something: since the release of this trader, the market has been not straight down. The market has been down 80+%. Yet you turn around and you go, how is that possible that he makes a 100% return year over year in a down market? This even with the down inventory that you're holding, it's not a loss because the system is programmed to never sell at a loss. But the more chips you have in inventory, when this thing takes a spike, as it did, Alchemy Pay as the example today, the more money that you're going to make over time. It
that's right.
simply makes money, period.
Each lot that you buy, I call one lot. Well, each time you buy. And if you're accumulating losers on the way down, I call that, when you're sitting on a lot of inventory, I call that a well-seasoned auto trader.
Mhm.
Because when that market pops, you're going to sell all that off at a beautiful profits. And here on January 29th, you can see it started. Here's the date on the right. And this is all ACH on the left. We got 2 days of nothing but look at all these buying and selling while it's going up. This is beautiful. We got all these buying and sellings. That's all January 29th. And then all day January 30th, look at all that. All that inventory while it was going up and down, up and down, up and down. There's January 31st. Look at all that. I mean, so I'm telling you, man, you haven't seen anything.
Yeah, this is
Forget about 4 trades in a day. Watch when you have 50 trades in a day, buying and selling, because we got the market by the you-know-whats. We got them trapped. No more free ride for the wealthy where they get to move these prices around and they get rich. No, we get our cut now.
yeah. Let me
You
say
are
this.
like the tax man.
You,
But you can't put that on the internet because they'll say get out, or he's not allowed to collect taxes,
right.
because that's
Right.
what it's like.
All right, we got to get into the Q&A now, guys. We're
Yep.
waiting.
Let me say this while you're transitioning. This trader has never seen a bull market yet.
Right. Yeah, we're in uncharted waters. When this market, we've been in for 3 years, we've been going straight down. Watch what happens when this thing starts turning up. Even I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know one thing. It's going to be great.
Should be making
It's going to
money.
be fantastic. But to answer your question, Attila,
Yeah.
people ask, how much am I going to make? The best I can do is go to the trade reports and you go down and you find a coin that maybe a price. Here's somebody that's trading with 10, started with 10,000, almost 10, 9,995. He made 9,135 in profits. That's profits off the table. That's in your savings. So you should have about almost 20,000 in his closing balance, but he's got 41. So you can see what he did. He threw another 20,000 in
Right.
afterwards. And
Yeah.
that's what a lot of them do. That's what you're all probably you will do because I see it all the time. Here's another one. Started with 4,200, made about 4,000. He should have about $8,300, but he's got 2,500 or 25,000.
Mm-hmm.
So how did he go from 8,000 to 25? He threw more money in. All these when these numbers are like that compared to what he actually made, it's
Yeah.
because he threw more money in. This guy here, he only started with 500 and he made 500. That's $1,000. He's got 5,400. Why? Because he threw more money in. Once you see what the auto trader does, you can't help yourself. You go, where can I find more money to put in this trader? And I hear it all the time. I mean, the one thing, I put a blog out there on the web out here where I actually
Yep.
tell people
Hold that right there, Ed, because what I'm going to post
to
is
not mortgage their house.
well, what did I? Yeah, well, right. So I just posted Crypto Casey's discounted link where you can get $1,000 off should you see this of value. When you click on that, it's going to land you on this page. Now across the bottom, you've got the trade report, which we just touched on, the highest count report that we just touched on. Those are outside the bubble. You can do your own research. You don't have to make a commitment of any kind. You can use that for what it really is. And that high trade report, we didn't say it, but I call that the $1 billion report because that data doesn't exist anywhere else on the planet. And Mr. Barsano is giving you access to that before you make a decision. Ed?
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, it's not top secret. Each auto trader feeds the AI every minute. So thousands of auto traders writing data every minute that the AI learns from. So my AI is like so smart. And we generate these reports to show you how many trades. I mean, look at the top of this highest counts report shows you all the coins. I mean, I'm going to tell you these are popular coins in the crypto world, in GoBabyTrade's world, not the crypto world.
Right.
But a lot of people are trading these coins. Bonk, Peppy, Whiff down here at number 8. And because you can see every month how many closed trades they made. If you were trading them last year, this is how many closed trades you would have gotten. Now, if I go down at the bottom of the report, of course, you're going to see junk. 3 trades in a month, 1 trade, 2 trades. Nobody trades this junk at the bottom. I mean, all these 7 trades, 10 trades. I mean, they're look at this junk. You know, I want to trade coins that are going to give me a lot of trades every month.
This is an
And, you know, 'cause that's
extraordinarily
what it's all
powerful,
about.
extraordinarily powerful report. Use it.
Yeah, you call it the $1 billion report, didn't you
$1 billion
say?
report. And to be perfectly transparent, I took my simulation account probably 3 or 4 or 5 days ago, and took the took 4 of the most powerful from last month. It was Pepe. Actually, I've got it on my trader right in front of me. Bonk, Ondo, Pepe, and Whiff. And
Well, there they are. Bonk, Pepe,
right, Whiff, number 8,
Whiff.
right,
And
and
where did
Ondo.
Ondo go?
Ondo
I think it just moved down to number 11.
right,
Yeah.
right. But just on
But
that
look at the trades every single month. The worst month it had was 48 trades almost a year ago. I mean, look at this. Every month, 84, 100, 122. I mean, that beats the heck out of throwing a silver dollar in a drawer and waiting for silver to go to a new high when you could have been getting these kind of trades.
Yep, simulating those 4 that I just mentioned today alone had 20 trades.
Beautiful. See what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. It's just keep taking free money. I mean, that's all I can say. It's the market's free, and that's the biggest therapy thing I have to talk about, you know, is
All right. Well, speaking of therapy, let's answer some questions.
oh, am I sharing again?
No,
No.
you're sharing. So
Okay.
You're sharing, but time to take off your sports coat, buddy. We're going into the
All right, I
Q&A.
got a half hour. Let's go.
all right,
All right.
I like
let
to
me
take off my coat
yeah,
because
while you're
I've
flexing
heard every question for the last 25 years. I've heard them all.
while you're flexing your muscles, Mr. Barsano, let me comment on some of the stuff that's in the chat. Walter, thank you for thank you for sharing. So I bought it I bought the trader, I'm assuming, March 26th. March 26th, 2 weeks ago. And it definitely works. I just wanted to maximize my profits, right?
Uh-oh. And what
You there,
happened?
Nope,
Edward?
you're good.
Is there a question in there?
No. It's just a comment that somebody that's owned the trader for less than 2 weeks sees the
Awesome.
value, right? We get those comments on the regular that they buy the trader. You may be scratching your head as well. Was this a good decision?
Huh.
2 seconds.
Well, what I ask is when someone says they want to maximize their profits, I like to go to the trade reports and say, is 99% enough for a year for you for a return? Because daily profits isn't what maximizes your profits. So throwing more money in daily is not the answer to maximizing your profits. What that does is when the price goes lower, you took away money that you could have used down here where when you're following the price around, you took it away because you put it all in up here because you thought that that we're in a bull market, but we're not necessarily, we're not in a bull market. We're kind of in a slumpy market, you know, like you can see here. I mean, what would you call this market? I mean, what is it? I mean, it's for profits, we're going to keep taking profits, but you have to have money reserved so you could trade when it goes down like this. You
Yeah,
don't
the
want to
answer
be broke
is
when it hits the
yeah,
bottom, when it goes down.
the answer is in a non-GoBabyTrade universe, it's a down market. In a GoBabyTrade universe, it doesn't matter because you profited
Right.
on
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Okay.
And
So let's do this. If you don't mind, Ed, let's get to the regular questions, Ed and Edward. Okay. In the Q&A, we've got, I think this gentleman is from Germany. His first name is Anonymous. But anyway, Please be so kind and explain the connection or the correlation of the setting profit goal per trade, 3%, with the auto profit setting of $1,000 in your example of your trader. Can the auto decision, he's got that in quotes, can the auto decision to sell at $1,000 profit per lot be overridden by the AI? In other words, is the potential to get more than $1,000 per lot possible? How should all of,
No,
okay,
there's no, that's based on how much money you have in your account.
right,
The auto, what you're thinking of, what you're describing is this right here. This 1,000.
right.
What
Explain
that
that.
is if you're down to one lot and you only have one lot left, like when a lot of people, when they first start, they bought one lot, they just bought. You don't generally want to sell, the trader does not automatically just sell that on a 3% gain. Because if it does, you're going to be out of the coin completely. And then what good is it? You're not even in the market. You're like, you have a grocery store with no products on the shelf. You know, because you took it off. You took the last lot off on a 3% gain. So we kind of say I'm willing to sell that one lot and be out of that coin for an hour because these pauses right here say wait an hour between buys. If now the default is $100. If you give me $100, okay, but because I have so much money and because I have so much money in my account, I'll hit that $100 every day. So I raised mine to 1,000. You can see it here. Profit go reach, profit go reach. See, I didn't take any. I didn't sell. If I would have had max $100, these would have all, they would have all sold. That 384 wouldn't be there. I would have sold it at closer to 100. If I go down, watch right here. Take this amount if reached. This is where it bursts. It just jumped up like that and gave me almost 3,000. But this one here, this is that 1,000 is this. Take this amount if reached.
Ah,
That 1,000 is this. I used to have it at 500 even, I think, because this one here says take this amount if reached and it took 500.
but why is it more than 1,000, Ed?
Well, that was just because the market, because ACH jumped so much. I set it to 1,000 and
I see.
usually it'll be close to 1,000
Okay,
But the
in
market
a
was moving
normal
so
market.
fast, it blew past that marker.
Yeah, the
yeah.
price jumped way past it. So it's just designed to not. It's me willing to say I'm willing to sell my last lot off if and wait an hour to buy it back. I'm willing to go 1 hour without owning that coin, but you got to give me 1,000 to do that. You generally, that's not really so. It's not something that you should even think about or worry about. Don't worry. Leave the default at $100.
Okay, so the
If
last
you get
part,
a lot of those, take this profit a lot, then you can raise it slowly. But
okay,
you shouldn't get.
the last part of this gentleman's same question is, um, how should all of these custom settings be on that page? How should they be set if the auto trader is to start with a little larger sum, let's say 300,000 USDC?
Well, that's the only number that if you keep hitting that, take this profit if reached for the reason you're closing a position. If you keep hitting that at the 100, then raise it to 200. You can gradually raise that number if
So
you
if he's
keep
got
hitting that
300,
number.
if he's got 300,000 USDC, what do you suggest his optimal setting is on that?
For that one number, I'm thinking maybe 200.
200 or 2,000?
No, 200.
Oh,
Well,
200?
like I said, it's on him, when he looks at, if he keeps hitting this, take this, see, I'm not hitting it a lot. Mine are all saying profit goal reached. Okay. If he hits this, take this amount if reached too many times, like it's okay to once in a while hit it. But if you're hitting it a lot, then raise the number. That's all.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's the only setting that's really based on the amount of money you have. If you have a lot of money, then you want to probably raise that
Okay.
number.
All
Yep,
right.
Russell's asking the same thing.
But none of the other settings, you don't need to change any of the other settings. Most
No.
people run with the default settings.
Yeah. In fact, do yourselves a favor and don't change the settings, okay? Because that's one of the only ways to blow yourself up. Okay.
All these default settings here to the right, they're already all set, and they're set to
Yeah.
3% profit
This
goals.
comes from 25 years of optimization and experience from the other stock trader as well. So this is set for what it's set to for a reason. Okay, so do not
And
touch.
the default setting here is 25 lots. 3 times 25 gives you a 75% trading window. You don't need to change that.
Okay, so the second, Edward, I'm sorry, but I got to get on with his second part of Anonymous's question. Is there anything wrong with not choosing the 3 default coins? Further on, there are.
Nope, nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
You don't need ACH, GRT, and SHIB if you don't want them. They're my staples. I'll trade them forever.
Further
There's
on,
nobody ever gonna scare me out of those. They're multi-billion-dollar companies, so I'll trade them forever. But you don't need to trade them.
okay, so he says, furthermore, there are in fact possible risks in choosing, for example, certain meme coins due to regulatory uncertainty. The chances HBAR or ADA going to zero and never coming back up should be way less than, let's say, WIF or BONK, even if the trading frequency of the memes are a little bit higher. I think that was more of a comment. I would agree with that. My perspective and my philosophy is choose 3 strong projects. I'm not crazy about the memes, other than the ones that have very, very, very high, cap numbers. Like, I mean, what is Doge and Bonk and Shiba are billions of dollars of cap numbers. I mean, market cap is incredible on those coins. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. But
Well, I don't think there's any these. I don't think I don't think WIF is going anywhere soon. I don't think it's
yeah,
going to go out of business overnight.
yeah.
And you don't need to run it too long before you keep locking in profits.
Yeah, but I like the stalwarts. I'm with Anonymous. I like, ACH. I like AIOZ does very well for me. I love AIOZ. That's a great one. Anyway,
Right.
thank you for your question, Anonymous. You want to get the next one? Patrick's question there, Edward, on the Visa card. Do you see it?
Yep. Let me make a comment back to the settings question of where, Russell talks about where should his, take the profits if he's trading 25,000. I mean, my guess would be that it would be the 100 or 200 number that is the, if profit reached number. But it's, as you know, that's one of the only settings that is suggested that you modify. The more money that the trader makes you, the higher you can raise that number. If it's comfortable for you, it's your call. So apologies, Patrick, to use Coinbase Visa, my funds, so the available funds didn't show what my profits are that I have saved in GoBabyTrade. I have manually transferred my profits saved from my GoBabyTrade to my default portfolio. Is that the correct way to add funds to my Coinbase card?
Well, I just have my Coinbase card pointing to USDC.
Yeah, that's all you got to
And
do.
it uses money that is sitting in my USDC.
Yeah, in
And
other words,
all my cash is in USDC.
when the profits are made, please, everybody pay special attention to this point. People, for some reason, some people, not everybody, think that when the profits are made, they're sitting on the trader because it shows a current profit save button there. And if you're saving profits, they think that it's on the trader. There's no money on the trader. When
Right.
you make profits, it's going back into your Coinbase or into your Kraken account. That's where your profits are sitting. So Patrick, do what Ed Barsano does. Point your, your Visa card to USDC or
Yep. Let me interrupt you. I think I'm understanding what Patrick's asking. So
maybe I'm not. Go ahead.
if someone uses their Visa card,
Mhm.
right, that taps into their profit saved, which again is just sitting in USDC on
Taps into your
Coinbase,
profit, into
right?
your USDC, into your
Right.
cash.
Right. So then what I think is I think Patrick was saying that there was a disparity between what the trader was showing as a profit and what
All
Coinbase
right.
was. So I think the answer there is, for example, he has a card, spends $1,000 out of the profit saved. In your case, it would be Coinbase would show 204 and the trader should 205. Right. That's
Technically,
exactly.
he should take 1,000 out of this bucket here. Remove it. Remove that. Lower that number by 1,000.
Or by
Because
whatever you're
your
spending.
USDC, like in your example, you spent 1,000, so your USDC dropped by 1,000 on Coinbase. So the auto trader sees $1,000 less cash. If you don't remove it from here, then it's like removing the available funds to the trader by 2,000.
Right. Right. I think that was more to the
I
point.
hardly, once in a while I'll lower it. I don't even, I'm so relaxed on all this stuff. I don't even care if my account was reduced.
Yeah.
If I spent 20,000, I don't feel the urgency to come in here and put minus 20,000. But if you really want to, stick to the letter, I mean to the exact amount, yeah, go do that. But I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
laid back.
That makes good
I'm laid
sense.
back on it. I don't care. My auto trader knows to subtract this out of the available funds so it doesn't get used.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Ed. Cody is asking, if the coin has jumped above your profit goal percentage by 1 to 2%, and it doesn't show that AI is preventing the sale, what factor is there preventing a sale in that circumstance?
Well, usually it would be the funds. There's a few things that could stop it.
He's saying,
The
let me just
fees.
read, let me read the rest of his comment. I have seen occasions of the trader not trading at a 4% profit, and 10 minutes later, that lot drops below a sellable profit goal
Right.
and missed an opportunity to take profits.
Well, you didn't really have the opportunity that you thought you had.
Aha.
Because of the level 2 screen, the way it works, the price you're looking at, that 4%, the price really was a small volume on the level 2 screen. It was only offered, a small volume of shares was offered up at that price. If you actually went to sell it, you were going to end up selling it at a much higher price. There's a lot of fakery going on in the crypto market in all the prices. It's just chaos out there, the crookedry that's going on. So once in a while, the auto trader will just hold it, and the auto trader says, well, if I know I need to sell your shares, I'm not going to get that price you think, that best price, because there's not enough shares available at that price. You're going to end up getting a lot less. And if we sent that order.
Okay, that makes sense. I appreciate it. We got a lot more questions here, so that's why if I sound like I'm a little rushed, I want to make sure I get through everything here. Edward, do you want to grab one of the next ones? We'll alternate.
Sure. Carol says just a few days back, support, I think that's
Told
told
me.
me,
Told,
to go to
told me.
GoBabyTrade portfolio, then click transfer in to bring more USDC into the trader. So go check this out and see if there is a transfer out to get funds to your regular account so you can access the funds on your debit card. I'm assuming, Carol, you're talking about
Patrick's question.
pardon me?
Patrick's question. She was referring to what Patrick asked.
Right, okay. So I'm assuming you're talking about Coinbase support. So I don't think I understand the question.
Yeah, it's a little confusing, Carol. I'm sorry. It's just not really clear. Maybe if you could retype it, we'll go to the next question and then we'll
But really, a lot of those are support kind of questions and
Yeah.
all that. You know,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
what we're looking for is anybody that like questions the auto trader. Let's talk about the
Well, here's
features.
one.
What makes
Here's
the
one.
auto trader
Yeah, here's
different
one.
than anything else?
Okay. What future effect on the market do you anticipate when a great number of investors are using this tool, or will it make any difference?
It won't make any difference. There are millions of traders out there. And you always it isn't like when you're buying somebody else and somebody else is somebody when you're winning, somebody else has to be losing. It's not like that. Because like if I wanted a loaf of bread, that's an example I created a couple days ago. If I want to go to the store to buy a loaf of bread, I want the bread. I'm benefiting. And the store that's selling it to me is benefiting because they want to sell the bread. It's the same way here. When your auto trader goes to buy, it's only buying because it's time for the auto trader to buy. It knows the price went down 3% or more and it wants to buy. So you're benefiting because you want to buy it. Now, the person that's selling if it's a GoBabyTrade auto trader that's selling it to you, they're only selling profitably. So they're going to benefit also. And so there's two winners here. You know,
Okay.
if everybody in the world, which somebody asks that all the time, was using GoBabyTrade, would that be bad? It would be perfectly great. It would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Because then you wouldn't have gamblers out there losing a bunch of money.
Good point.
Other than that, I mean, but that would never happen because most people just are, again, I'm a programmer, not a therapist. I don't know why. Most
Yeah.
people don't get it. And I talk crypto everywhere I go. If I walk into a store or the UPS, as I'm walking up, if it's not crowded, I don't want to waste their time. But if it's not crowded and it's just me and that guy, I'll say, "So, how's your crypto doing?" And he'll say, "What's a crypto?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, we
All right.
are, millions of people are going to miss the biggest money making opportunity of our generation, of our lifetime.
Yeah.
This is it, man.
What do I say all the time? You can't live 10 lifetimes and have the type of financial opportunity we all have now. I know you're up against the clock, Ed. We got 4 more very short ones.
Yep.
Edward, it's your turn.
Yep. Yeah, let me make a comment before you leave the screen. I noticed that you just created an update in the system that everybody should know about. And if you have not seen the system, you wouldn't know. But right under profit management on the screen, it says view video. Oh, you just clicked away.
Oh, was I there?
Yep, you were there. There you go. View video button that
Oh, yeah.
each
All right.
what Ed Barsano and his team are doing is each screen, it's giving you a video that explains exactly what each one of those functions are.
No,
If you have any issues and need to understand that.
that is awesome.
Yeah, that's great. You just
Yeah.
done
So while
last
you're
couple
on this
days.
page, you get a dedicated video. If you want to hear me yap, sometimes I don't know if you want to hear me yap so much,
And
Well,
but
another
I talk
upgrade.
about the page.
Yeah, another upgrade is the main page. Go to the main page, and this is another upgrade you made right there. Next to each
That
crypto, he now has in parentheses, Ed does, the number of open positions you have. This was just put in there in the last 7 days. And guess what? Every single, and this is asked often, if Mr. Barsano, during the 3 years I own my license, creates an enhancement, a modification to make the trader better, How much does that cost me? It costs you a grand total of zero. He just did that. It costs nobody a penny. So he constantly is honing this and making it better. So that's a beautiful thing. So
Yep.
there's
And
two
look at how many
instances.
lots I own, because I've been trading all this time.
Yeah.
43 open lots. That means buy and it
Woo.
went lower, buy and it went lower, buy and it went lower. But between each of those buys was sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and then it went lower. And then buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and then it went lower. I'm sitting on all that open inventory. I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me a bit
Right.
because I
That,
know unless that coin, that coin, as long as that coin stays in business, they're gonna pay me till I die. I mean, this is almost, because in case you're talking to somebody else, it's almost like it almost sounds illegal because we take all this free money out of the market. And anybody you're talking to, like you guys all should go and talk. If each one of you goes and talks to somebody else about this, they're going to say it can't be. It's got to be, that can't be real. It can't be that easy. If it was that easy, there'd be no crypto market.
right.
But let me
Okay.
tell you something. It's that easy. And there's no
Yeah.
reason it wouldn't be that easy. All it is numbers going up and down. You're overthinking it.
Exactly. Okay, Edward.
Right, Ragnini, I am confused. I thought percentage of profits should be set to zero if you want the funds to roll back into the trader. Whereas Ed set his to 100%, though he says it's been
I
rolled
don't want
back.
those profits to run back into the trader to be
Right.
used.
Your
This
particular
is save
setting,
100% of my profits. That's in a save bucket. That gets deducted. That gets deducted from my available cash. The auto trader knows to not use that money.
right. But
I
if you
like to
want,
save a big bucket of profits, okay? So that when this market turns up, we're going to have extra money to throw in. I'm not one of those. I know a lot of people feel like they want every time they make a little bit of profits, they want to throw it right back in and be used. I don't want it to be used. I want to save my profits so I have a nice big bucket of money that, number one, I can use in my regular life. I have a Coinbase card, right, that I use everywhere I go. The card that when I stick it in to pay, my brain always says, the card that keeps on giving. Because no matter what I do, that's today's profits. But look at 30-day profits. I can't spend that. You
Right.
know, I use it forever. So
right,
I like to save my profits though.
Okay.
right,
Save that big bucket of profits and you can release them to the market when this market turns into an uptrend. We've
right.
been in a downtrend for 3 years, over 3 years.
To Ranini's point, right? If you wanted to essentially compound, then you would set it to zero and to
Yeah.
save
If
zero.
you wanted to, if you want to use it, if you just set that to zero, then there won't be anything. Current profit save would be zero.
Right,
Yeah.
And then you would always let the auto trader use the money as it's coming in.
Correct.
right.
Correct.
The
Okay.
default is 100%. Most of us save our profits.
All
So
right.
so
And that
Rob said,
holds your account value up, by the way.
right,
When the market's crashing, and you're not using this money, all that profit is holding your account value higher.
mhm.
Because some people don't like to see that account value go down. Personally, it doesn't bother me a bit.
This
I
is a
don't care
marathon.
where it goes.
This is a marathon. Rob says, I've also tried closing lots manually and nothing happened.
No, but read the first. That won't make
Oh,
sense until you read
okay.
his first question.
Got it. Sorry. I have several lots open that are a profit of over 14%, and my trader hasn't sold anything. I'm not sure why my trader isn't selling today. This isn't the first time this has happened. Ed, can you explain this?
Well, send email to support@gobabytrade.com and then I'll be able to look at your account.
Well, yeah, what it sounds like is that
I'm
go
not
back to your main
sure.
screen. Okay.
I'm
So,
not sure what because this number, click on the plus, and you can look on the far right, and this number here is the profit.
right. So what he may be looking at is the today's moves, which has no direct correlation to the positions or lots that he holds in his account. Right.
Yeah, you got to look at the individual lots. So you scroll down and you can see the P&L. This is the percent, the profit, you're up or down, the percent, and this is the actual dollar value. So this is
Yep.
the number that matters. Is that number up?
Yeah. So Rob, take a look at your individual lots, and that's probably what's happening is you're seeing big moves today, but they're not
But
directly
it doesn't
correlated.
mean these
Right.
are up
Right. Doesn't directly correlate to your inventory.
compared to where they were bought.
Right. Right. Also try closing lots manually and nothing happened.
Well, if anytime you save your trader or make any changes, you got to wait at least 5 minutes for the auto trader on the servers to restart itself. You can sit there and click that close all day long. It's not going to help.
And Rob's saying he did send an email to support at GoBabyTrade, right? Any technical related questions such as this and performance is best sent to support at GoBabyTrade. If you have
Today, did he send the email today?
don't know, just said he just put in the comment or put
Because
it
that's important that when we look at your trader, what you were
just
talking about in the email matches.
just a few minutes ago, he says.
Perfect.
Okay. Chuck, can we generate those profit reports to see who
How
we
we were
are
doing,
or how we are doing? So I don't think there's the ability for anybody to
You
self-generate.
can look right at your trader and see how you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, guys, it's right there. I mean, if we look at Ed's trader right here, we could see how he's doing. It says
This is
today's
all I
profit.
care about. This is all I care about is my total profits. Am I taking profits
Yeah,
consistently
yeah.
forever? And you got your closed positions. What happens is the market crashes real fast, and then the price of the coins go down fast, and that pulls your account value down fast. Say the market drops 50%
Mm-hmm.
in a week. Well,
Mm-hmm.
the auto trader couldn't take 50% in profits in a week. So your account value is going to go down. But it's going to keep taking profits. What happened when I turned on the auto traders in October of 21, when the market was crashing, we were in, like I said, ACH was 12 cents. Now it's at 2 cents. Up here, you can see it's at 2 cents now. It was 12 cents when I first went in. And we all experienced it. My personal feeling was, oh my God, I released a crypto trader to the public and the market's crashing. This is awful, right? But then people started calling me a year later and they said, Ed, look at the closed P&L. Look at this number. And we all saw it at the same time. It overtook this number. It overtook the amount of inventory that was down. And we were like, holy Toledo. It's just like this one down here. Look, we're down 316,000 on our open position on this GRT, but we've taken 225,000 in profits. This number is going to keep going up forever. The only way this number over here can get bigger is if the coin keeps going lower and lower and lower and it goes to zero.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not going to happen. So look at this one down here, Sheep. We're up. We've taken 181,000 in profits, but our open inventory is down 192. So we're in a constant battle. They keep lowering the price, and we keep taking profits. We have an advantage because our profits keep going bigger, whereas their open inventory, the price of the coin, doesn't keep going down. It wiggles.
Wiggle, wiggle,
And
wiggle.
that's our advantage. So we're gonna win in the long run.
Yeah.
And so now overall, I'm only down 11,000 on that coin and down 91,000 on that coin.
Yeah.
And we'll just, and it won't stay like these coins, by the way, let me say this. They were positive. See how these are positive on the total P&L? The top two? These two on the bottom were also positive a month ago. All this negative happened when the market dropped 60% over the last 6 weeks.
Yep.
A
Yep. Okay.
fake drop, if you will.
And it bought more.
Last question we have time for today is from Ted. Are the current profits saved 205,000 on Ed's trader added into his account value of 811,000?
No, yes, they're already in there.
Oh, okay. Great.
They're already in the account value. And it's already in your USDC. The auto trader just knows not to use it.
Mm-hmm.
See that 205,623? If I go over here to this trader, to this page, where is it? Cash remaining 97, max funds. Where? Oh, I can't find it.
Yeah, usually it's 3 categories there, isn't it?
Yeah, but I debug when I'm debugging and all my numbers get whacked out.
Okay.
I don't not whacked out. I just don't show all the what you guys are seeing. You're actually seeing more than I'm seeing
Gotcha.
on this
Point
page.
being is there's a direct accounting because it's pulling the numbers directly from your Coinbase or Kraken account.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Ed,
Right.
I know you're up against the clock today, so we really appreciate you joining us today. And folks, just so you know, we're here every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Eastern. So if you know anybody that you think would be interested in the trader and want to hear this, bring them on. And if you want to take advantage of the $1,000 discount as per Crypto Casey's link, it's in the chat. If you have questions that are of a non-technical nature, more general, send them to the RCT support email that Ed put in the chat earlier. If it's a very, very technical question, you're better off sending it straight to support@GoBabyTrade.com. And
Because
with
we
that,
can see, because I can see your account, and that way I can match. If you're talking
right,
about like, like I can see, I can see these numbers down here, whereas RCT marketing can't see these.
right, that's right. So any final comments from you, Edward?
Yes, a couple of things. So surprise, 99% confirmed that Crypto Casey is going to join us live
Oh, yeah.
next Wednesday. Don't miss
Yeah.
it
Oh,
because
yeah.
you get to see her grilling Mr. Barsano. I mean, asking him kind questions.
I know, she
Yeah,
grilled me last time,
so
but that was fun.
yeah, Casey self-admittedly has not been on a live event in 4 years. She did join us on February 12th, but
Right.
she is so excited. She's getting so much positive feedback from her subscribers and followers and her Crypto Casey family that she's excited to come back and do it again. So mark your calendars. You can in this time tomorrow, you're going to get a recap with a registration link, the same registration link, by the way, that you used today to be here with us. You can use that same link to register every week. So don't miss Wednesday, the 16th, day after tax day.
Right.
It's going to be incredible. It was a great exchange when she joined us a month or so ago. And with that, last example I'll give, and then I will let you go.
And Ed, if you need to go, now.
No, I can
Okay.
stick around a couple of minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna do a screen share again. Ed, I'm gonna take your screen share away for a moment. Excuse me. And I am gonna find the expectation screen. Let's see. Yes. So people ask normally, just normally, this is just an example. This is based on what if in the last 3, now 4 years that the trader has produced triple digit profits. How much money do I have to put in for it to make me money? right? Because you've got if you take advantage of the discount, you're spending $3,499 for a 3-year license. And in this example, if you were to start with $5,000 over the 3-year period, at the end of the license period, right, 3 years, your account, assuming it does what it's done in a down market as we're turning to a bull market, your account value would be $40,000 minus the $5,000 you started with, minus the $3,400 you paid for the license. You're looking at if you don't do it, you're looking at a opportunity cost lost of over $30,000. Same if you decided, listen, if I said to you, give me $1 and every year I'll give you $2. How many years would you want to do that? So let's assume that you go through this 3 years and you go, hey, that's pretty cool. That's $31,000 I didn't have before. Let's say you bought another license to extend it. We call this a life trader. If you're making money where you can bend down and pick up a $20 bill every day, almost every day, then why would you ever stop? In 5 years, your account value, same scenario, simple math, $160,000. You started with 5 minus the $6,998, which is 2 license, initial purchase, and then the renewal. You're looking at an opportunity lost or made of $148,000. 100% unattended, 100% in your sleep, 100% you don't have to do anything. For the cost of, what did I say? And I broke my cardinal rule, which is never buy coffee from the overpriced Starbucks. But if you decided you would only drink a half a cup, and you put to work $3 or $3.19 a day, that's what it cost you to own the trader, right? If you put more in, if you put less in, you're still making money.
What does it cost not to own the trader, Edward?
Well, that's it. That's what I talked about. Your opportunity cost are these two numbers.
Yeah.
And you could extrapolate that. Obviously, it's double if you start with 10,000. It's half if you start with 2,500. But that's just an example. And again, we've never seen a bull market. This trader's never seen a bull market. But you see what
Yeah, we're all in uncharted waters there. That's going to be exciting.
Yep.
Yes, sure is. Sure is.
So with that, I just want to say thank you for everyone's valuable time. Everybody that started with us is ending with us, and I'm always grateful to be able to obsess over your problem and my problem, which is how do we make more money in our sleep.
Absolutely. Thanks for being with us, Ed Barsano, and to all of you that joined us today. Thanks again, and go forth and multiply your money. Go give your money a job.
Come back and visit anytime you'd like. We're here every week.
Bye for now.
All right. Take care. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.